Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today is Windows Feature Friday. Put down your joystick, put on your read-in specs, and let's learn some stuff about the Windows key. Okay, so let's not get too serious about this. It's Friday, let's relax, let's chill a little bit, but let's try and learn a little bit more about what we can do with our lovely little Windows key, which we've got on our keyboard. Now, pretty much most of you are going to be running Windows 10, so this is going to be absolutely up your street. And today we're going to go through quite a few shortcuts that you can use in conjunction with your Windows key to maybe make life a little bit easier, or just to make you look smart as hell in front of your workmates. So let's go to the computer and let's get straight into it. Okay, so you don't actually need to install any software at all on your PC to be able to do this, but personally I've installed the PowerToys preview, which is going to make life a little bit easier and also to see some of the various shortcuts that are actually available. Now, if you've got PowerToys installed, all you need to do is double click on it and you can go into the section which shows you your shortcut guide over here, and just make sure you've got enable shortcut guide. You can change the appearance and behavior, so I've got it set so it comes up after a second of being pressed. So if you see it pop up on the Windows while we're doing this, don't worry, yours may or may not do it, depending if you've got this installed. And I'm going to use it as a little bit of a aid memoir, so I can remember what the heck all these keystrokes are. One of the first things you want to do with your Windows key, there's some really simple stuff that you can do. An easy one is if you want to open up File Explorer. Now, personally, I've got a shortcut here, but there's another easy way of doing it. All you have to do is press the Windows key and press E for Explorer. And there we go. Windows Explorer, open, super simple. And again, if you're into your keystrokes, this is a really good one to use. Windows key and E for Windows Explorer. Now, another useful one if you want to get into your Action Center and you maybe want to make some changes. This is particularly useful if you're on a laptop. So press the Windows key and press A for Action Center, and your Action Center will come up so you can get all your latest updates that are here. And also, if you've got your settings expanded, you can do things like you can change your brightness or connect to a VPN or start your projector going, or just access your settings, that kind of thing, turn on your nightlight, all those types of things that you can do quite easily. And if you want to get rid of it, you can just press it again, so press the Windows key and A, and it'll disappear. You can toggle it on or off. Another nice feature, if you're maybe into recording your desktop or recording gameplay, that kind of stuff, you can do a cool one, which is press the Windows key and G for Game Bar. And this brings up the Game Bar settings. So in here you can do recordings, etc., go onto Xbox, all that kind of stuff, or you can just get information of your CPU, GPU, RAM, and all those settings there. So that's quite a handy one you can use. If you want to get rid of that, you can either press the Windows key and G again to get rid of it, or you can do Alt-Control-Delete and go into the settings and disable the task from there. Now, another handy one, if you're using Word or Excel or basically anything you want to do, and you just really can't be bothered to start typing, really easy one, Windows key and H, and this brings up your microphone for dictation. So all you need to do, if you've got a microphone connected, is to click on what it is you want to dictate into. So say, for instance, it's a start bar, then go up the top, click on the microphone button, and then whatever you say will be translated via the wonders of AI and will appear here. Obviously, if you want to do longer things like some form of dictation into a Word document, this can really speed up the process if you're one of those hunt and peck typists. So Windows key and H opens the dictation bar. So we'll get rid of that. And as you see there, I pressed and held the Windows key for a little bit longer there. So let's actually take a look at some of the options that are available from just pressing the Windows key if you've got your PowerToys installed. So I'm going to press and hold, and there it goes. So there is a quick list of all the things that you can do. There are more that you can use, but these ones are some of the more frequently used ones. Now, one of the ones I really like using is the 1, 2, 3, 4 that you can see there at the bottom. So to put it into context, so first of all, we've got our Microsoft Edge here, we've got File Explorer, we've got Chrome, and we've got Outlook. So if you number these as 1, 2, 3, and 4, and obviously whatever else you've got going on down the bottom here, you can open those up like channels. So if I press the Windows key and 1, Windows Edge will open, so let's do that one. And if we want to open File Explorer, we can do the Windows key and 2, or again, we can do it as we did previously, we could do it with the Windows key and E. So there's more than one way to cook a goose, is it? Whatever it is, anyway. So there's a couple of options there. So the Windows key and just press 1, 2, 3, or 4, or however many different icons you've got down the bottom here. Some other cool ones, so your settings. So if you want to get into your computer settings and you don't want to go hunting around in the control panel, just press the Windows key and press I, and that opens up your Windows settings. Don't know why it's I, really it should be an S, but I guess that's something else anyway. But a nice easy way of getting into Windows settings. Again, if you want to close it, click on the close button. So hey, that's a pretty decent one. So let's consider now we've got a couple of windows open and we've got various things going on, but we want to get back to our Windows desktop because there's a file or a shortcut we need to. So all we need to do is press the Windows key and D, and that minimizes everything to the desktop again, or view desktop. This one is really handy. I really do like that one. Now let's say, for instance, we've got absolutely tons and tons of stuff going on. So we've got all of our windows open, maybe we've got some UK hot deals and we've got some news and all that kind of stuff. And we're doing maybe some research, but we want to get on and we need a clear desktop because we want to start off some other projects or some other research. So what you can do is you can press the Windows key and Control and D, and you get a new desktop. Absolutely fantastic. So all that other stuff is still open. Now, to get back to that, all you need to do is to press Windows and the Control key, and either left and right, and you can switch between your windows. So there we go, there is our primary window. Do Windows Control and right, and we go back to our new desktop. So say for instance in this place we could have something open like Macrium Reflect or maybe CPU ID, let's leave that running opening. So say for instance this is our kind of benchmarking window. Okay, so there we go. So that's our kind of monitoring section. So in that window we're monitoring stuff. So again, Windows key, Control and left, and we go back to our normal Windows desktop. So that's just, if you haven't got multiple monitors, that's a really good way of actually controlling various screens or having various setups so you can get on and do whatever it is you need to do. So you're probably thinking, well, that's great, but how do I close that window now? I've got another desktop which I may not necessarily need in the future. Well, don't worry, because the Windows key has got you covered again. So the Windows key and tab, and this brings up your virtual desktops, which you've got here, so you can choose them. So you can select them there, goes through, shows you what's going on. Also, you can create a new desktop. So if you want to create multiple desktops, you can go ahead and do that. And again, you can also delete them from there. So there's all those virtual desktops. And this will show you also the tasks that are running. So if we want to get rid of this desktop now, because we're completely finished with it, all we need to do is just click on there, and that's it. We're back to our normal desktop. And if we go back into Windows and Tab, it takes us back to our regular desktop. So Windows and Tab is a really useful one to try. So another one that I really like to use is the split screen version. Being that I've only got one monitor, quite often I like to see windows actually side by side to drag and drop things across. So this one's really cool. With the window you've got being active, just press the Windows key and press the left button, and that will snap it to the left. Then if you say select the window behind and Windows key and right, and these will take them to the left and the right. Now depending on your screen, you can actually use up and down as well, so you can have a full setup. And you can actually press Windows up and left at the same time to put it into quadrants. So if you want to, for me, split screen is enough because that gives me enough room to work on and it actually doesn't look too bad. You can kind of get away with using it. So that is a really good one to do. And there is actually another way of doing that as well if you wanted to. So let's close those windows and then we'll open up another Chrome browser, open it in full screen. So what you can do is you can just literally press and hold the left button and drag the window across to the left. Not strictly using the Windows key obviously, but it's just another way of achieving the same thing. As is most of the things in Windows, there's various ways of doing exactly the same job. It's just trying to remember what one works for you and what actually sticks in your mind. So say for instance again, we want to close down everything, or we want to view the desktop, but we don't want to close the windows because we're actually running stuff, so we want to keep things running. This is a really easy one to remember, so it's just minimize, so M and Windows key, so Windows and M. And there we go, all of our windows are minimized, it hasn't closed anything, everything is still running as it was, and they're still there available if we need anything, but we've got instant access to our desktop. So Windows key and M, and that minimizes everything down. Another really simple one is the search feature. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, pretty obvious as well. So just the S key and the Windows key, so Windows S, and that brings up search. For a lot of people, it's probably easier just to press on the button or click in the search bar, but again, it's another handy tip. Another useful one, say for instance you're doing some kind of antivirus removal or you're running command lines, nice easy one is the Windows key and R, so Windows and R, and that brings up the run dialog box. And for me, as you can see, previously I've run the app data one to find out temporary files. So if you've used that previously and you want to keep on remember it, so you can just do that. And you can go into your roaming profile or your main profile and delete things if you need to. So again, another pretty cool one. So that is the Windows key and R. I think pretty much most people know that one as being run. Now another useful one is if you've got loads of windows open and you've got them full screen because you're on a single monitor setup like I am currently, and you think to yourself, I've definitely got a window open somewhere, and maybe you've got absolutely tons and tons of programs open and loads of tabs and all that kind of stuff. You're not too sure where exactly it is, but you want to find it. So press the Windows key and hold it, and press the Tab key. And you can go through and you can see your various windows and choose them. Nice and easy like we did earlier. But also another way of doing this is to use the Alt key. Now again, not strictly with the Windows key, but we'll make some sacrifices here. So press and hold the Alt key, and you can use Tab, and then tap the Tab key, and you can cycle through your various open windows, and whichever one you stop on will be the window which comes to the Windows forefront. Happy days. So there we go. There are some of my favourite Windows shortcuts to be used with Windows 10 machines. Let me know in the comments, what ones do you use on a regular basis, or do you not really use them at all? I guess with this sort of thing, it's very much a Marmite thing. You either love them or you hate them. So please do let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I really genuinely want to know if you are a regular user or if it's just one of those things that you're never likely to use. So that wraps up the video. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the live stream. Thanks for watching.